Hello YouTube and Brazilian rainbow boa fans. I figured I'd do a little update for my new little guy. By the way, I found out it is a guy and his name will now be Alexander Hamilton, and call him Hamilton. Anyways, tank update, just enclosure update. Picked up a herpstat, which is keeping the UTH at around 84, which gets me a real good warm spot for him under his hide. Couple of things I've done. I've got two heat lamps, the black heat, I guess is what they call it, on one, and a ceramic on the other. And those are being controlled by this Zilla here. It keeps my tank at about, in the warm spot, at about, I don't know if you can see it back there, about 85. I'll show you better here in a minute. Anyways, the top of the tank, the mod I did up here was covered it in this foam stuff. If you can see, it's just kind of a thick, let me pull it out, sorry, should have been ready to show you this. Anyways, it's you got foil on one side, about a half-inch thick foam. Anyways, that's laid down on top of here, fitting into the squares that the Enclosure top screen has that most of you are familiar with. Left this part open obviously for the heat lamps. Forgot to lock it up. Back here is the tubing for the rectifogger that just goes into the corner. Boy, I left everything open. I think he's not a big guy yet and getting out. Anyways, that's the top. It's all sealed except for that back corner, and that does my humidity wonders. It's really helped out. So let me open up this front so we don't have a glare. Here's the tank. Almost got it pretty much where I'm happy with it, with the looks and everything. Hot sides to the left where the heat lamps are, obviously. Substrate's really thin, from about a half-inch to a quarter-inch on this side, where the UTH is located. You can see the two temperature probes here. The bigger one's for the Zilla that controls the lamps above. The other one's just telling me a good ambient temp right in that area. Anyways, picked up a larger water dish, and I do notice he drags stuff through there, and I've seen some of his little worm trails that lead right up to it, so he does go through there at night. Other water dish here in the corner that I started out with. And a second hide. This has moss in it as well. I'm not even going to attempt to say the shragma or whatever you want to call it. Anyways, it's that kind of moss. And he's over here quite often. He's kind of shares sides equally, I've noticed. I've got a little reptivine going through here, rectifogger up there in the corner. I bought an aquarium LED light and I've just zip tied onto the inside through the insulation. And that's kind of cool. Let me back up here. It's got this little remote with it that you can dim it and change the color. So it's on and off of the bright white, and then you've got a blue that you can, you've got several settings of brightness on it with this remote control. Everything off, blue on, blue and white. It's blue and white. You can't get rid of the blue and just have the white, which is no big deal because you can't even tell. But you can dim it down, the white down as far as you want. Anyways, I like it. It does really well. It's off most of the time. If anything, it's on the lowest setting of blue, just for some ambient light here in my boys' room. Got a little thing to climb on there from an aquarium, probably. I got an Accurite hiding back behind there for my humidity. It's right at 90 and above. I've got this the rectifogger here set on a just a little lamp timer. I don't know if you'll be able to see it back there at the outlet. Anyways, it comes on every other hour for however long one of those little clicks is for. Seems to do really well. Saves on my water. I used to just have it on on the lowest setting all the time, and I was just going through water like crazy. By the way, something that was new to me when I bought the Rectifogger, you can replace it with a 2-liter bottle and hold a lot more water than the little bottle it comes with. So that's helped on the time I spend in maintenance, which I don't mind though. I actually love doing that. Hey Scooby-Doo. They're a little toy poodle. Anyways, so I think that's about everything. I have Reptibark mixed in with, oh shoot, I forgot the name of it. Anyways, with more of a soil type stuff. You can kind of see here. So there's chunks of Reptibark in there kind of mixed in. Seems to like it. He burrows all the time. I don't know if he's back here or not. Let's see, he was here just the last time I looked. Yesterday. Yep, there he is. So he had quite a bigger meal than I've ever given him before, and I was a little worried at first, but he did just fine with it. It was a 9-gram hopper instead of about a 5-gram fuzzy mouse that he's been used to. So kind of upping the game for him, and he did okay. As you can see, he was doing fine. He got a little nervous there. He was breathing kind of hard when I pulled that off him, but I'm sure that was just because I'm dinking around with his cage. Anyways, oh, one other thing, that same foam I have underneath his cage, the full length of the bottom, kind of just to reflect and hold any heat in there as well. So there you have it. I think that's it. Looks really cool with the fog rolling through. I don't know when its next cycle is. Maybe I can dial it up for you here. There we go. So that timer just kicks the Reptifogger on. And there it comes. Close this up, you guys be able to tell here. But it gets the job done for sure. So if you have any comments or see anything that might be dangerous for my snake, or I could do better, make a better habitat for him. I want him to have the best life he can have, with a little bit of interference from me, because I love to play with him. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe, but please tell me if you see anything that I could be doing better. Eventually, I do want to get the Herpstat 2, and I'll use this Herpstat with my ball python over here. He's a butter calico pastel, 2014 male. His name is Donald. We got him on election day, so you can think where my son got that from. Anyways, there's the Reptifogger going. Oh, I didn't finish. I'm gonna get a Herpstat 2. One half of it will be for the UTH. The other will run the humidity side. It'll run the Reptifogger to maintain that a lot better than just a off-on cycle. Anyways, thank you. Ball the drop.